Elena, the hybrid awakening. It's a Tuesday night in the Neon Haven, and the air is thick with the scent of cheap whiskey and desperation. I'm Elena, 25, just trying to make it through another shift at this rundown bar. The pulsing neon lights cast a sickly glow, illuminating the faces of lost souls in the crowd, each one searching for something or someone to fill the void. I wipe the bar down for the umpteenth time, my hands slick with the remnants of spilled drinks and regret. The jukebox crackles with an old synth track, barely audible over the murmur of patrons. A couple at the far table laughs too loudly, trying to drown their sorrows in laughter, while a lone man in the corner stares into his glass as if it contains the answers to all his questions. I can feel the weight of their expectations, not just from the customers, but from within myself. I should be doing something more, something meaningful. But here I am, serving drinks and listening to dreams drown in alcohol. Suddenly, a flicker of unease prickles at the back of my skull, an instinct I've learned to trust. The bar door swings open, and a gust of cold night air rushes in, bringing with it a chill that has nothing to do with temperature. The whispers in the dark corners grow louder, like a foreboding hum, and I can't shake this feeling that something is about to change. I scan the room, seeking the source of my anxiety, when my gaze lands on Ryder, the bartender with the sharp eyes and the haunted past. He's been my mentor, my confidant. He gives me a nod, a silent signal that something is brewing. I can sense it too. The air crackles with tension, and it's not just the usual drunks. This is how I find myself at the precipice of understanding, a revelation lurking just out of reach. I've always felt different, like a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit, and tonight the edges of that puzzle are beginning to shift. Ryder leans against the bar, a half smile playing on his lips, yet his eyes betray a seriousness that puts me on edge. He's seen too much, fought too hard. The memories of battles lost and won flicker behind his gaze like fleeting shadows, and in that moment I know he senses what I do. "Something's coming, Elena," he says, his voice low, almost conspiratorial. "We need to be ready." But ready for what? I glance around, my heart pounding, as the bar patrons continue their oblivious routines. The world outside moves on, unaware of the storm gathering above. "Do you trust me?" he asks, locking his gaze onto mine. I hesitate, a flicker of doubt creeping in. Do I trust myself? Every night behind this bar, I feel like an imposter wearing someone else's skin. But I nod slowly, the weight of his question settling deep in my chest. "I trust you," I reply, though my voice is barely a whisper. Ryder's expression softens, and he gestures for me to join him. "Then we'll figure it out together." His words are a lifeline, yet they hang heavy with unspoken implications. I can't shake the feeling that the very fabric of my life is about to unravel. I need to know more about what Ryder knows, about my past, my heritage, the strange dreams that plague me at night. As if on cue, the bar's front door swings open again, and a gust of wind sweeps through, cooler this time, carrying with it an unsettling energy. I shiver involuntarily, the hairs on my arms standing on end. In that moment, I catch a glimpse of something moving in the shadows outside. A figure cloaked in darkness, stepping into the neon haze. My breath catches in my throat. It's not a customer. It feels more like an omen. The figure steps into the bar, and I can see the glint of something metallic at their side. My pulse quickens, instincts screaming at me to be alert. The atmosphere shifts, tense and electric. I exchange a glance with Ryder, his expression hardening into something resolute. "Stay close," he murmurs, and I feel a rush of adrenaline surge through me. The newcomer strides towards us, tall and imposing, their face obscured by a hood. With each step, the air thickens, pressing against my skin. The bar patrons go quiet, curiosity piqued. This is no ordinary stranger. "Where is she?" the figure demands, voice low and gravelly, echoing with an authority that immediately commands attention. "Who are you looking for?" Ryder replies, cool but wary. "Don't play games with me," the figure snaps, pulling back their hood to reveal a woman with sharp features and piercing blue eyes. She doesn't look human, not entirely, and I feel a shiver of recognition deep within me, something primal. "I'm looking for the hybrid," she says, and all eyes turn to me. I know she's here. A wave of disbelief washes over me, followed by a rush of something else. Fear? Curiosity? I can't tell. Ryder steps closer, his body blocking me from view. instinctively protective. "The only hybrid here is the one who serves drinks," he replies, trying to keep his tone steady. "Don't lie," the woman hisses, her gaze locking onto mine. "Elena, you have no idea what you're capable of, but they do and they're coming." I feel my heart drop into my stomach, panic igniting within me. They? Who are they? I'm not ready for any of this. I'm just a bartender, not some warrior or savior. But deep down, a flicker of something, power, begins to awaken. "Get out of my way," the woman commands, her voice cutting through the tension like a blade. Ryder's stance remains firm, yet I can see the uncertainty flickering in his eyes. He knows more than he's telling me, and the truth is just beyond reach. I take a step forward, feeling a magnetic pull between the stranger and myself. "Wait," I say, my voice stronger than I feel. "What do you mean? What am I capable of?" The woman's gaze softens for a brief moment, and I see a flash of recognition. "You're one of us, Elena. You just don't know it yet." Ryder looks at me, concern etched on his face. This isn't just about me anymore. It's about something larger than the confines of this bar. The weight of destiny hangs in the air, thick and suffocating. "What does that mean?" I press, my voice trembling but resolute. "Why am I important?" "Because the Centauri know what you are," the woman replies, her intensity unwavering. "They want you for your power. You're the key to defeating them." A chill creeps down my spine. The Centauri. The name alone sends shivers of dread racing through my veins. I've heard whispers about them, dark tales of an alien race seeking to conquer Earth, but I never thought they'd be involved in my life. "Why me?" I ask, the question hanging heavy in the air. "Because you're a hybrid," she answers, her voice low and urgent. "And hybrids are more powerful than you can imagine." I take a step back, my heart racing. The truth is a cold slap to the face, and I feel the walls of my world beginning to crack. Everything I thought I knew, who I was, what I was, feels like it's crumbling before my eyes. "What do you want from me?" I demand, anger mingling with fear. "I'm just a bartender." "Exactly," she snaps, frustration seeping into her tone. "You don't know what you are or what you're capable of, but you will learn, and you must learn quickly. The Centauri are coming, and they won't stop until they find you." Ryder steps closer, grounding me with his presence. "We'll figure this out together, Elena, but we need to get out of here. Now." The woman nods, urgency radiating from her as she gestures for us to follow her. My heart races, fears clashing with curiosity. I've spent my life feeling like I don't belong, but now the threads of my existence are starting to weave into something much larger than I could have ever imagined. As we move toward the exit, I glance back at the bar, the familiar sights blurring in my vision. A sense of finality washes over me, the realization that I'm stepping into a world of unknowns. I don't know what's coming, but I know I can't run from it anymore. Destiny has its grip on me, and I'm about to discover who I truly am. Elena, the hybrid awakening. The chill of the night air envelops me as we step outside the neon haven, but it's nothing compared to the frost settling in my gut. The woman leads us down a narrow alley, her movements swift and purposeful. Ryder walks closely by my side, his presence a shield against the unknown. "Who are you?" I ask the woman, desperation tinged with curiosity lacing my voice. "What do you want from me?" "Dr. Kira," she replies, glancing over her shoulder with a fierce intensity. "I'm part of a resistance against the Centauri. We've been monitoring you for months." "Monitoring me?" I echo, disbelief flooding through me. "You've been watching me this whole time? Why didn't you just—" "Because you weren't ready," she interrupts, her tone firm yet not unkind. "We needed to know you'd have the strength to fight back. You were living in a bubble, and we couldn't risk exposing you until we were sure." Exposing me? My heart races. To what? More danger? Exactly, she states, her blue eyes unwavering. But now that the lid is blown, we don't have any time left. The Centauri will be searching for you, and they won't stop until they find you. We turn a corner, and the bustling city feels like a distant memory, swallowed by the growing darkness. Neon lights flicker from nearby buildings, casting eerie shadows on the ground. I glance around, scanning the environment for any signs of danger. "What do they want with me?" I press, trying to keep my voice steady despite the fear bubbling beneath the surface. "They want to harness your abilities," Kira explains, urgency dripping from her words. "They believe hybrids like you are the key to controlling Earth's resources." And worse, they want to turn you into a weapon. A weapon. The word strikes me like a blow to the chest. I've spent my life feeling powerless. Now I'm being told that I hold power, so much that it threatens to destroy me. I can't, I stammer, my breath catching in my throat. I'm just a bartender. I'm not a soldier. I don't want to fight anyone. Ryder places a hand on my shoulder, his grip firm yet reassuring. You may not want to fight, but there are forces beyond your control, Elena. This threat is real. Ignoring it won't protect you. I feel the weight of his words sink in, a heavy burden I can't ignore. Kira's features soften for a moment, and I catch a glimpse of empathy in her eyes. I know this is overwhelming, she says, her voice gentler now. But you're not alone in this. We're here to help you discover your potential. Before I can respond, a low hum reverberates through the alley, growing louder with each passing second. Kira stops, her body tensing. They're here, she whispers, urgency flooding her tone. Who's here? I ask, panic clawing at my chest. The Centauri? She replies, eyes scanning the shadows. We need to move now. Kira leads us further down the alley, and I can't help but glance back toward the street, where lights flicker ominously. The hum grows into a low thrum, a sound that feels like it's vibrating in my bones. Ryder stays close, his expression resolute, but his eyes betraying concern. We'll find a way out. Just stay behind me, he says, his protective instincts kicking in. We reach the end of the alley, where a sleek black vehicle waits, blending seamlessly with the shadows. The door swings open, and Kira gestures for us to get inside. I hesitate, glancing back one last time at the familiar neon glow of the bar, a sanctuary that suddenly feels so distant. This is it, Elena, Kira urges, her tone sharp. We don't have time for second thoughts. I climb into the vehicle, my heart racing as Ryder follows me. The interior is dark, but surprisingly sophisticated, with screens lining the dashboard, displaying a flurry of data and maps. Kira slides into the driver's seat, her fingers flying over the controls with practiced precision. As she accelerates, the cityscape blurs outside the window, buildings morphing into streaks of light. My mind races with questions, but the overwhelming fear chokes my thoughts. I'm a bartender. I'm not meant for this. Where are we going? I finally manage to ask. To the vault, Kira replies, her eyes fixed on the road. It's our base of operations. We'll be safe there for now. Safe? I echo, incredulous. How can you guarantee that? Because the vault is protected, Kira responds, her voice steady. It's hidden and fortified against Centauri attacks. But we need to act quickly. They'll be tracking us. I feel a knot tighten in my stomach. The Centauri. The idea that they're hunting me sends shivers down my spine. I steal a glance at Ryder, who looks determined but concerned. What if they find us? I ask, my voice shaking. Then we fight, Ryder replies, his voice a steady anchor in the chaos swirling around me. Fight? I don't even know how to fight, I protest, panic bubbling over. You'll learn, Kira interjects. You have abilities that you've yet to tap into. We'll help you. But you need to trust us. Trust. The word feels foreign, like a distant memory. I've learned to rely on myself, to carve out a life in this unforgiving world. But now, everything is shifting, and I can feel the ground beneath me slipping away. We speed through empty streets, the hum of the vehicle drowning out my thoughts. I focus on the rhythm of my heartbeat, trying to quell the rising tide of anxiety. Just breathe, Ryder says softly, his hand brushing against mine. We'll get through this together. As the city begins to fade into the distance, the vehicle takes a sharp turn down a secluded road. We enter a dimly lit tunnel, the walls covered in flickering lights that pulse like a heartbeat. The atmosphere inside grows tense as Kira navigates through the winding path. How far is this vault? I ask, feeling the claustrophobia of the tunnel closing in around me. It's just ahead, Kira assures me, her focus unwavering. Stay alert. Moments later, the tunnel opens up into a vast underground chamber, illuminated by bright lights. I gasp, taking in the sight before me. Rows of high-tech equipment, maps plastered on the walls, and a team of scientists and soldiers bustling about, their faces set with determination. Welcome to the vault, Kira announces, parking the vehicle. We've been preparing for this moment. I step out, my heart racing at the sight of the operation in full swing. This is not just a refuge, it's a fortress of resistance. The energy here feels electric, a mixture of urgency and purpose. Stay close, Ryder warns, his protective demeanor returning. I'll be right here. As we walk further into the heart of the vault, I see faces filled with purpose, all focused on the task at hand. Some are studying screens, others are assembling equipment, and a few are discussing strategies in hushed voices. The atmosphere buzzes with determination, and I can feel a flicker of resolve igniting within me. Kira leads us to a central command station, where a large screen displays the layout of the city and Centauri movements. It's a hive of activity, and I feel the weight of everyone's expectations resting on my shoulders. This is where we'll plan our next steps, Kira explains, gesturing to the screens. We need to figure out how to counter the Centauri advance and protect you at all costs. Protect me? I ask, feeling a mixture of pride and fear. Why is everyone so focused on me? Because you're more than you realize, Kira says, her eyes piercing into mine. You can help us defeat them. You just need to accept your role in this fight. Role? I echo, uncertainty creeping back in. I'm not a soldier. I don't know anything about fighting or strategy. Not yet, Ryder interjects, his voice calm but insistent. But we'll teach you. We'll train you to harness your abilities and defend yourself. I look around, taking in the determined faces of those around me. They're willing to fight for me, a stranger. The realization hits hard, and I swallow the lump in my throat. Okay, I finally say, my voice steadier than I feel. I'll do it. I want to help. Kira's expression shifts, a glimmer of respect shining through the urgency. Then, let's get started. As the hours pass, the buzz of activity in the vault becomes a chaotic symphony. Kira and Ryder introduce me to various members of the Resistance. Each one has a role to play, and I feel the weight of their expectations resting squarely on my shoulders. Listen, Elena, Ryder says, pulling me aside during a break in training. It's important that you stay focused. The moment you let doubt creep in is the moment they win. I know, I reply, my heart pounding in my chest. But how am I supposed to learn all of this so quickly? You'll be surprised at what you can do, he assures me, a fierce determination in his eyes. You have abilities that you haven't even begun to tap into. Trust yourself. As he speaks, a flicker of energy ignites within me, a warmth that feels like a flame, barely contained. I can sense it, a power waiting to be unleashed. Okay, I say, breathing deeply. I'll trust myself, but I need your guidance. You have it always, he replies, a flicker of pride in his eyes. Training begins in earnest. Kira teaches me how to harness my telepathy, focusing on connecting with my surroundings. It's exhausting, but I can feel the energy buzzing beneath my skin, urging me to tap into it. Visualize it, Kira instructs. Imagine it flowing through you, merging with your thoughts. I close my eyes, trying to focus. I envision the energy as a river, flowing through me, gaining momentum. It's exhilarating and terrifying all at once. As I practice, I feel the energy pulse through me, responding to my intent. It's raw and powerful, and I realize that I can sense the thoughts of those around me. It's overwhelming at first, but I begin to hone it, separating my thoughts from theirs. Ryder watches me closely, his presence steady and reassuring. You're doing well, Elena. Keep going. With each passing hour, I grow more adept at channeling my abilities. The training isn't just physical, it's mental, a battle against my own fears and insecurities. As night falls, the vault buzzes with heightened energy. Kira gathers us for a briefing, the tension palpable. We've detected Centauri patrols moving closer to the city, she announces, her tone serious. We need to prepare for their next move. Elena, your abilities will be crucial in the days to come. My heart races at the weight of her words. I'm no longer just a bartender. I'm part of something much larger. The realization sends a surge of adrenaline coursing through my veins. Remember, you're not alone, Ryder adds, stepping closer. We'll face this together. As I look around at my newfound allies, I feel a flicker of hope igniting within me. The fear is still there, but alongside it is a growing sense of determination. I'm ready to fight back. I will not be a pawn in their game. I will become the weapon they fear. Let's do this, I say, my voice steady, echoing the resolve of those around me. The atmosphere shifts, the weight of purpose settling in. Together, we will rise to meet the challenge. And together, we will fight to reclaim our world from the shadows. Elena, the Hybrid Awakening. The briefing room hums with a frenetic energy, the dim lights casting long shadows on the walls. My pulse quickens as I take my place among the others, a mix of seasoned soldiers and brilliant scientists, all united by a singular purpose, to take down the Centauri. Kira stands at the forefront, a holographic map of the metropolis projected behind her. The Centauri ships are moving in closer. We anticipate their first wave will hit within the next 24 hours, she says, her voice steady, yet laced with urgency. We need to mobilize our forces and prepare for an all-out assault. I glance around at the faces surrounding me, each one etched with a mix of determination and fear. This is no longer just about survival. It's about reclaiming our lives from an oppressive force. We've developed a countermeasure, Kira continues, pointing to a blinking red dot on the map. This is their main base of operations. If we can penetrate their defenses and disrupt their communications, we'll create a window for a broader attack. Easier said than done. A soldier scoffs from the back, arms crossed defiantly. They'll tear us apart before we even reach the perimeter. Not if we work together, Ryder interjects, stepping forward with quiet authority. Elena's abilities will play a crucial role in this operation. We need her to help us navigate through their defenses. All eyes turn to me, the weight of their hopes pressing down like a heavy coat. I swallow hard, my throat dry. What do you need me to do? I ask, trying to mask the tremor in my voice. Kira's gaze sharpens. We need you to focus on telepathy. If you can reach out to their minds, we can gather intel on their movements and identify weaknesses. But it's risky. Risky how? I question, my heart pounding. If you push too hard, they might notice you, she warns. They'll be searching for you. You must remain hidden in the shadows, gather what you can, and relay that information back to us. I nod slowly, the gravity of the mission settling in. The thought of probing into the minds of these invaders sends shivers down my spine, but I can't deny the urgency of our situation. I'll do it. I won't let you down. Good, Kira says, her expression softening slightly. We'll have your back. We need to ensure you're safe while you're in there. Okay, I reply, a flicker of resolve igniting within me. Let's break this down. When do we strike? Tomorrow night, Kira states, her tone decisive. We'll use the cover of darkness to our advantage. The Centauri will be less vigilant during their night shifts, and we'll be able to move in quietly. The room buzzes with murmurs of agreement, but I can't shake the feeling of impending dread. Tomorrow night. That's not much time to prepare. As the meeting wraps up, I stay behind, my mind racing. Ryder approaches, his presence both calming and intimidating. You ready for this? He asks, concern etched on his face. I don't know. I admit, my voice barely above a whisper. What if I can't do it? What if they sense me? They will if you let fear dictate your actions, he replies, his tone steady. Trust in your training. You're stronger than you think. Stronger than I think, I repeat, trying to internalize his words. But what if I see something in their minds I can't handle? You focus on the mission. You're not in there to confront them. You're gathering intel, he assures me. We'll be right here, ready to support you. I nod, taking a deep breath. Okay, I'll do my best. Ryder offers a small smile, a hint of pride shining through his worry. That's my girl. Now, let's get some rest. You'll need it for tomorrow. As I head to my quarters, anxiety coils in my chest like a tight spring. I know rest won't come easily, but I need to be sharp. I need to be ready. The hours drag by, my mind racing as I lie awake in the dimly lit room. Shadows flicker across the walls, twisting into shapes that morph in the corners of my vision. I'm surrounded by the weight of expectation, the pulse of urgency reverberating through the walls. As dawn breaks, I finally drift into a restless sleep, filled with dreams of swirling darkness and whispers echoing in my mind. The next day is a blur of preparation. Kira assigns teams, each with specific roles in the operation, while Ryder helps me refine my abilities. We practice visualization techniques, honing my focus on the energy that flows through me. Picture it as a web, he explains, demonstrating with his hands. You're weaving through their thoughts, connecting with them. But you need to remain elusive, like a shadow in the night. I concentrate, picturing myself as a wisp of smoke, intangible and fleeting. I can feel the energy pulsing in my veins, responding to my intent. As night approaches, I steel myself for the mission. The vault is alive with tension, the air thick with anticipation. I don my tactical gear, the fabric clinging to me like a second skin. As I look in the mirror, I hardly recognize the person staring back, determined, fierce, ready for battle. Kira gathers us once more, her voice steady, cutting through the tension in the room. Remember, communication is key. We'll be in constant contact through the comms. Stay alert and stay together. She turns to me, her gaze piercing. Elena, this is your moment. Trust in your abilities. I nod, fighting the wave of fear threatening to overwhelm me. I will. Let's move out. Ryder calls, leading the charge as we file out of the vault, our hearts pounding in unison. The night is thick with shadows, the city cloaked in darkness as we approach the Centauri base. We move silently, a ghostly team in black, hearts pounding in a syncopated rhythm. The air is electric, charged with the anticipation of what's to come. I keep my focus sharp, tuning into the vibrations around me, the whispers of thoughts brushing against my consciousness. I can feel my abilities itching to be unleashed, but I hold back, waiting for the signal. We reach the perimeter of the Centauri base, the imposing structure looming ahead, pulsating with unnatural energy. Kira signals for us to halt, her eyes scanning the area for sentries. Ryder, you and Elena go first, Kira instructs, her voice low. We'll cover you from here. I glance at Ryder, who gives me a reassuring nod. Ready? He asks, intensity radiating from him. As ready as I'll ever be, I reply, my heart racing. We move forward, slipping into the shadows. The air grows heavy with anticipation, the hum of Centauri technology vibrating beneath the surface. My senses heighten, every sound amplified as we approach the entrance. Ryder crouches by the door, checking for any signs of security. It's clear, he whispers. Let's go. With a deep breath, I focus on the door's locking mechanism, summoning the energy within me. I can feel the pulse of technology, its thoughts mingling with mine as I push against the barrier. The door clicks open, and we slip inside, the darkness swallowing us whole. The interior is alive with eerie blue lights, casting shadows along the walls. I take a moment to gather myself, centering my thoughts as I prepare to reach out. Stay close, Ryder instructs, his voice firm but low. I nod, finding comfort in his presence as we move deeper into the base. The hallway stretches out before us, lined with strange symbols and glowing screens. I close my eyes, focusing on the energy around me, reaching out with my mind. It's like casting a fishing line into a vast ocean of thoughts, some distant and clouded, others sharp and clear. Inhale. Exhale. I feel the mental landscape shift, the thoughts of the Centauri guards brushing against my consciousness. I push through the surface, cautiously probing for information. The sensation is disorienting. I can sense their hierarchy, their mission. Patrol schedule, I murmur, my voice a whisper in the silence. Did you get that? Ryder asks, glancing at me, his expression a mix of curiosity and concern. Yeah, I reply, concentrating harder, feeling the information flowing through me like a river. Patrol shifts every 20 minutes, weak points in the defenses. Suddenly, a sharp jolt of alarm shoots through the air. My focus falters, the connection fracturing like glass. I stumble back, gasping for breath. They know we're here. Ryder's eyes widen. We have to move, now! We dart down the hallway, adrenaline fueling my every step. The walls pulse ominously, lights flickering as alarms blare overhead. I feel their presence closing in, a swarm of thoughts and emotions crashing against my defenses. Quick, this way! Ryder shouts, pulling me toward a side corridor. We dive into the narrow space, ducking low as Centauri soldiers rush past, their voices crackling with urgency. We can't be found, one of them barks. Contain the hybrid. The word sends a chill down my spine. They're after me. You need to focus, Ryder urges, his grip on my arm firm as he pulls me deeper into the labyrinth of corridors. We need to get to the control room. I can try again, I say, my voice shaky. I can gather more intel. Not yet, he replies, his eyes scanning our surroundings. We need to find a safe space first. If they catch us, it's over. We reach a door at the end of the corridor, marked with strange symbols. Ryder pushes it open, revealing a darkened room filled with screens and strange equipment. Here, he whispers urgently. We can regroup and plan our next move. I step inside, adrenaline coursing through me as we quickly scan the room. Ryder motions for me to take a seat in front of one of the consoles. See if you can access their systems. We need to know what they're planning. I nod, my fingers flying over the controls as I search for a connection. My pulse thrums in my ears, the tension palpable as I focus on the screens. Come on, I whisper, feeling the energy within me stir. I reach out, pushing against the barriers of their technology, seeking a way in. Suddenly, the screens flicker to life, displaying a chaotic array of data and schematics. I can sense the information flowing through me, a rush of electric energy igniting my senses. There, I exclaim, pointing to a blinking red icon on one of the screens. That's their main communications hub. Ryder leans closer, analyzing the data with piercing intensity. If we can disrupt that, we'll have a chance to rally our forces, but we need to act fast. Right, I say, determination flooding through me. I'll try to hack into it and create a diversion. As I focus, the connection deepens, the Centauri technology responding to my touch. I can feel the pulse of their systems, the rhythm of their communications. It's dizzying, but I stay steady, pushing deeper. Almost there, I murmur, fingers dancing over the console. Suddenly, alarms blare again, the room shaking as the ground trembles. I gasp, feeling the energy shift, the Centauri moving in closer. They're on to us, Ryder warns, stepping back, ready to defend. Hurry! I push harder, my mind racing as I navigate the labyrinth of their systems. I can feel the pressure mounting, the weight of expectation bearing down on me. Just a little more, I whisper, the energy within me boiling over. And then, with one final push, I break through the barrier. The screens flash wildly, data spilling out in a chaotic torrent. Done! I shout, relief flooding through me. I've disrupted their communications. Let's move! Ryder orders, grabbing my arm as we bolt for the exit. The alarms blare louder now, a cacophony of chaos echoing in the air. We race down the hallway, hearts pounding as we navigate the labyrinth of the Centauri base. I can feel their presence closing in, their thoughts weaving into a frantic web of anger and urgency. Stay focused, Ryder calls, his voice steadying me amidst the chaos. As we round a corner, we spot a group of Centauri soldiers ahead. My heart drops, panic surging through me. Back, Ryder urges, pulling me into a small alcove. I can feel the energy crackling in my veins, the urge to fight rising within me. But I know we can't afford to be reckless. Can you sense their thoughts? Ryder asks, his eyes narrowed. I close my eyes, focusing on the swirling emotions around us. There's a rush of anger and confusion, but among them, I can sense a sliver of uncertainty. Yes, I reply, feeling the connection deepen. They're trying to regroup. They're angry and scared. Good. Use that, Ryder urges, his voice steady. Tap into their fear. Cause confusion. It might buy us time. I nod, channeling the energy within me once more. I reach out, weaving through the minds of the soldiers, amplifying their doubts and fears. Suddenly, chaos erupts. Did you hear that? One soldier mutters, his voice laced with panic. Did you see the reports? The hybrid is here. Stay focused. Another snaps, but I can feel the doubt gnawing at their resolve. We seize the opportunity, slipping past the soldiers as their attention fractures. Ryder and I dart down another corridor, adrenaline surging as we make our escape. We're almost there, he whispers, determination etched on his face. Just a little further. We need to reach the exit. I nod, my heart racing. We round another corner, the air thick with tension. But as we draw closer to the exit, we hear footsteps approaching from behind. Go, Ryder urges, shoving me forward. Get to safety. But what about you? I protest, panic surging within me. I'll hold them off. Just go, he insists, his voice firm. You have to warn the others. No, I shout, my heart clenching. I won't leave you. Just trust me, he yells, his eyes fierce. Go. With a heavy heart, I sprint toward the exit, the weight of dread settling over me. The door looms ahead, an escape into the night. I can hear the Centauri soldiers closing in, their footsteps echoing ominously behind me. Just as I reach for the door, I hear Ryder's voice one last time, a fierce battle cry echoing through the corridor. Go, Elena, fight for our future. With a final surge of adrenaline, I burst through the door, the night air hitting me like a wall. I can feel the energy pulsating within me, ready to be unleashed. I'm free. But at what cost? As I glance back at the darkness, dread fills me. I have to move. I have to fight. And I will fight for Ryder. I will fight for all of us. As I race into the shadows, the night envelops me, and I know there's no turning back. The battle has only just begun.